So if there's something you really want, and it seems like the more you want it, it's very elusive and the harder it is to get, then you're probably in what I call the scarcity trap.
What if it's a trap?
It's undoubtedly a trap.
Maybe you want to make money, and the more you want it, the harder it is to get. Or maybe you want a relationship, and the more you want that, the harder it seems to get. You're in the scarcity trap.
Hey, my name is Eric, and this is Ellis with Fleming Traps, and today we'd like to show you our raccoon that we caught using our Duke large raccoon trap.
It's a paradox. I've experienced this so many times. First time that I can remember, big situation in my career was when I first got into real estate. Just came out of university, I was in debt from college, trying to create clients, and I was so needy and so gross that people were like, no, 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 no. Don't want you, don't want to do business with you. You can just feel it. Second business, web development company, didn't enter the scarcity trap.
This is the second raccoon we caught.
Went right through that, and I'll tell you about why that is kind of important in a minute after when I get back to how I got out of the scarcity trap.
The first one we caught
in all these cases, but the third place that I remember being in the scarcity trap
using our coon candy lure
was after traveling for many years and kind of being alone and not talking to that many people, spending a lot of time on myself, and I just kind of lost my mojo with ladies. I just couldn't really connect with women. I hadn't talked to that many new women, especially I had been in a relationship for a long time too, and come out and it's just like I lost some of my vibe. And because of that, I started to be like, man, I haven't been on a date in a while. And I started to be like, well, are women gonna like me and all this stuff? And I started to get in my head and getting needy. And that, as all women know, is the grossest possible thing in the world. And I wasn't able to really be myself and connect the way that I knew that I could. And so I was in the scarcity trap. With women, I was just like I had been with money or clients in my first business, my first real business. And then the third major time I can remember was in my current business now, my coaching business, when I first got into it. You know, I came to the UK with a bunch of money in the bank, spent it all, went into debt, and I wasn't creating clients. I wasn't really connecting with people and serving them in a way that had them say, yeah, I want to work with you. It was more like, hey, so do you want coaching? Imagine meeting a coach and them needing you more than you need them. That's gross. Like, of course you're not going to hire them. It doesn't make any sense. And so that's what was happening for me. I wasn't making very much money. I was broke like most coaches, weren't making anything. And then it took my current coach now to just really flip the light on for me and say, John, you know how you did this thing and created this success in these previous businesses and with, you know, connect with people, and you know these things you talk about in your public talks about real deep connection and just serving and giving and stuff like that? Well, hey, you're not really doing that in your own business. I was like, oh, fuck, shit, you're right. And so bringing that online and really just doing that is what changed things for me. And so how did that change in all of them? In real estate, I had a mentor that I used to watch, and he was just so generous. He just helped people everywhere he went. Hey, you need something fixed to this house? Sure, let me come over. Let me send one of my guys over there. Let me come over and help you. Let me talk to you about your house. Just generosity. He's just helping people, and he just did. And this is the key. He didn't care whether or not they were going to sign up. Just help everybody all the time, no matter what. That's just how he did it. And of course, he got clients. In my web business, I started with some partners, and the mission at that time was a side project for them and for me, and we were just going to start making websites and helping charities just for fun, just for purpose, just to make a difference. And so by helping lots of small charities, a couple years later, fast forward, we're sending out invoices for six-figure website projects, but we started off just by helping for free. And because we started with that intention from the beginning, we never got in the scarcity trap.
Tanner, where are you going? I'm setting booty traps. Booby traps. That's what I said, Sam. Setting booby traps.
We never needed anything because we were just oriented towards giving since the beginning. With women, I was just like, I remembered how it was before, and I was like, man, I'm so needy that like it's never going to change unless I stop being needy. And so I just decided, it was a decision. It was a point. I remember actually where I was at a pub in London. I decided like, fuck this. Who cares about me? I am just going to focus on making every woman I meet smile, laugh, and feel good. And that changed everything. Luckily, it led to meeting my wife and creating a great relationship and life for us. And finally, Kapna, my wife and I, actually created a business for guys called The Magnetic Man. And we actually taught guys how to just create attraction through greatness, through being your greatest self, through sharing, through making women feel great and amazing and comfortable. And that's still somewhere out there in the internet world. You can check it out, The Magnetic Man. But anyway, moving on. From the last one is the business. Like I said in coaching, my coach just helped me see, just shut up and serve. Just help people. Stop. Just forget about you. And so where's the message in all this? The message contained in all this is not the one that you typically hear, which is like, well, if you're feeling like in scarcity, you just need to believe in abundance. The money's out there.
So love and nurture this tree. For the more love and joy you expend on it, more money will come forth in your life to pay your bills.
It's out there. You're just not seeing it. You have to believe. I was like, dude, shut up. Whenever people give that advice, shut up. That doesn't help. The abundance is out there, yeah, but it's not in here in my bank account. Or, yeah, the lady, I see the ladies. I get that they're out there, but they're not over here in my house or in my bed or whatever. Like, that doesn't help. So shut up with the abundance. I'm not going to lie to myself to try to trick myself into feeling fulfilled and then not scarcity, and so therefore No, it doesn't work. If I can smart enough to try to tell myself a lie, I'm smart enough to know it's a lie. So shut up. That's not going to help. But what did help? The message was contained within the story that I was telling you about my past experience, and that is very simple. You stop caring about yourself and you start caring about other people. And in fact, you forget about yourself completely being a keyword, and you just serve and help others. And I go so far as using the metaphor of crucifixion. You crucify yourself, psychological self. You crucify the self. You kill the self. And then you go into service. You dedicate yourself towards helping and serving other people. So how do you do both these things? How do you kill yourself? Metaphorically speaking. How do you do that? Well, you decide that you actually don't really need the things that you think you need. First, you acknowledge that you don't really need, I need money. No, actually, you're not going to die if you don't get it. You're not really going to die. No, you don't really need it. It's going to be okay. So you remind yourself that you don't really need it, acknowledge that, and then say, well, if that's really true, then at least for today, I'm going to forget about me. I'm not just going to pretend to forget about me so I can fake it. I'm actually going to forget about me. Like me, switch off, gone, done. Crucified, dead. Self is dead. That's the crucifixion. You decide to forget about yourself completely. And then, step 2, how do you actually serve? Well, serve meaning you just do that thing you do, whatever your work is, whatever your business is, if you're doing massage, if you're creating a product, if you're pitching, whatever it is, just do the thing. Do it for the purpose of the thing. Do it for the other people. Speak into the world for that purpose and vision, not for yourself at all. Yourself is dead. Just do it for that thing and only for that thing. Full stop, done. End of story. I'm helping you. Why? Because I'm helping you. Shut up. Don't ask me. That's it. I'm only doing it because I'm doing it. Amelia Earhart once said, why are you going to fly in a plane and try to be the first woman to fly around the world? It seems so dangerous. I want to do it because I want to do it. Nonsensical, but inspirational. It's a good enough reason. Because I am. Don't question me. That's what I'm doing. I don't have a self. I just killed him. I'm only doing it for you. You're the only one that exists. I'm not here. I'm dead. Shut up. Crucify yourself and serve. Now, there's a couple benefits to this. This is kind of how it actually helps to carry you out of the scarcity trap. The first is, the moment you kill yourself, you crucify yourself, you stop yourself from infecting the experience of life with neediness and scarcity, the anxiety goes away. You feel so much more relaxed. You get to be much more in flow and fluid. And the second benefit arising from this is that because you're more yourself, you're more in flow, you're more fluid, you can connect with human beings better, meaning you're going to be more successful in creating the outcomes that you want. It's like these emergent positive things, like pop, 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 they all just kind of flow from you deciding to crucify. This is why the idea, I know it's all sounding really holy, right? Crucify, that's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. Crucifixion, the sacrifice of Christ. Now don't get all like Jesus like protecting on me. I'm not dissing anything. I'm talking about this in a way that, yeah, it's holy, but I think that these myths have become religions. I think that they came from stories that were actually stories because they were ways of demonstrating the principles that are most true and accurate for living a good and a good life of integrity, of prosperity, of happiness, of peace. And so I think that you see these metaphors from religions and myths because they are so deeply true that they became stories, the collective stories that became part of our collective consciousness that we can kind of say, we can worship and say, and we can deify them and be like, this is so true that I have to believe in it or else I'm going to go to hell. And just all this stuff gets surrounded around it, but the essence is so true. Crucifixion of self and service, that's how you go and create and connect in this world. So, the other little piece that's been really important, and it's kind of weaved through a lot of the stories you probably see, it's naturally occurring in these stories, I didn't weave it in, is that there was somebody there to freaking remind me over and over and over again. I mean, in my web business, I had my partners. In my real estate business, I had my mentor. With my coaching, I had my coach to remind me over and over again that, like, shut up, forget about yourself, and serve. And it was like having that over and over again. It's like when you're kind of walking on a wobbly bridge, it's like, don't look down. Don't look, no, just look at me. Look, just keep going. Come on, look at me. Don't look down. Don't look down. Just keep going. And having that over and over, every day, having that either by email or by phone, whatever. For me, it was like, that's what I needed to remember that when I started to feel scarce, to just kill myself. I keep pointing here, dead body, kill myself, right? Over and over and over again. Having that helping hand, having that person or some people there, friends, whatever it is, to remind you over and over again, that's an important piece. I freaking hate this idea that we should be able to do it ourselves. Forget that shit. Why should we be able to do it ourselves? The idea of self is toxic in that way. It doesn't serve you to do anything yourself. Look at this world. We're all connected. It's an illusion to think that you're alone, that you should do it alone. Forget DIY. I hate DIY. What you want to do is connect with people and allow them to help you. Allow them to remind you. You know, invite them into your world to support you to keep killing yourself. I know it sounds ridiculous. The message is so simple. I promised myself that last time I was in scarcity, when I get out of it this time, I will not forget. I will never forget. Never forget 9/11. Never forget. I will not forget how freaking hard it is to serve when you're in scarcity. I will not forget how freaking hard it is to get out of the scarcity trap.
But there's nothing dumb about a booby trap. They are the ultimate psychological weapon.
Because the reality is, and I know you know this and you hate it right now if you're in the scarcity trap.
It's to cause fear and uncertainty with the enemy.
I'm going to say it. The reality is when you're out, it's so much freaking easier. It is so much easier to make money when you have it. Not because the money gives you the resources or whatever. Forget that. It's not about that. It's because you just feel not scarce. You feel full. You feel safe. And therefore you can be yourself and you can connect and you can create stuff and you can create money coming into you. You need to have it. Let's not lie to ourselves. So it's easier. So I told myself I'd never forget how hard it is. I've got empathy. I've got sympathy. I've got compassion for you in the scarcity trap right now.
We can release him from back here and he'll run out the front.
I'm reaching out because I promised myself I'd never forget. And I promise once you do get out, because you're willing to kill yourself and serve, it's going to be easier for you too. And then that's how exponential growth happens. It's like you get over the hump and it's like boom, smooth sailing. Of course you hit other bumps, but at least in this context, the message is so simple. It's so simple. It's this. If you want to get out of the scarcity trap, kill yourself. Literally, no, not literally, that would be stupid. Metaphorically, light yourself on fire, rise up from the ashes, and then just go and serve. Serve, 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 serve. Reach out to that helping hand. Let it grab you and pull you back into the fire day after day after day. Burn and serve. Burn and serve. Just keep going. Don't look down. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't look down. Keep going.
All right, here you go. Yep, there he goes.
Caveat, if you are somebody who's giving, serving, and going deeper and deeper and deeper into the scarcity trap, you have to watch this other video with this other point. It's a freaking huge caveat. And if you're missing this, blank and you shall receive. If you get this word wrong, you're going to go even deeper into the scarcity trap, and you do not want that. So click on the link and watch this other video. Caveat.